Reflection Part 30. The instant her fingers brushed the glass, the world folded. Cold slammed through her chest and the floor dropped away. The flashlight blinked out, replaced by a strange dim glow that came from nowhere and everywhere. Lena landed hard on wet stone. When she looked up, she saw a sky made of broken reflection drifting like ice fragments of different places. Bathrooms, bedrooms, old statics floated high above each one, showing a tiny window into someone's life. She had crossed over. The phone in her pocket vibrated. Its cracked screen flickered, flickered, showing her own face lagging half a second behind. A distorted voice crawled from the speaker. Document remember before it takes you. She spun at the sound. A figure emerged from the shimmering fog, a man thin and grey eyed with silver threads clinging to his skin. Should not be awake yet, he rasped. She recognized him from the shard's reflection, the man from the house. You are the last one, he said. The mirror feeds until we forget, then we become part of it. Lena raised the phone, recording. There has to be a way out. The man's gaze flickered toward the cracked sky. There might be. The mirror only stays alive if people look. If no sees, it starves. As if in answer, the ground beneath them quivered. For above one of the floating fragments brightened. Someone somewhere was looking into a mirror. The light poured downward like rain, and with it came whispers, millions of them snaring around Lena's ankles. The man grabbed her arm. Don't listen. She fought to stay conscious as the voice filled her head. Look closer, look closer, look closer. She forced her eyes shut, clinging to his sleeve. Then what happens if I break the mirror from the side? He smiled faintly, a glint of hope amid the run. Then maybe it breaks everywhere. But when Lena opened her eyes again, the man was gone. Only his silver thread remained, slowly sinking into the water at her feet and above her. Every reflection in the sky had turned to face downward toward her. Lena has learned the mirror's secret. It feeds on being seen, but now every reflection in existence is watching her. The mirror reflection part 31. The light from the reflection above grew brighter, pulsing in rhythm with her heartbeat. Each pulse sent a tremor through the flooded ground. The water at her feet rippled with face that rose and sank like drowned memories. Lena clenched her phone to her chest. The faint glow from its screen painted her hand blue white in the corner of the display. A recording icon blinked steadily, proof that she was still herself, that she could still see. If seeing keeps it alive, she thought, then I will be the last one to look. She turned in a slow circle. The mirror world stretched outward in all directions, walls of glass flickering with other lives. Every reflection showed her own face, now multiple, endlessly. Where is the center? The whispered a voice drifted up from the water, soft, familiar. Follow the cracks. Thin silver fractures began to spread across the glassy floor, leading toward a distant glow. She followed, wading through the chill until she saw it, a great mirror suspended in mid-air, its surface black and still. Part of it, her phone buzzed once violently. The screen flashed with hundreds of live viewers, uninvited faces watching the feed. She had not meant to start. The comments poured in faster than she could read. What is this? Is this real? Who is the girl? Every new eye that opened added another whisper to the air. The mirror heart began to pulse, swelling with strength. Lena screamed at the phone, stop watching him, but her voice was drowned out by the roar of the reflections above. The glass beneath her feet began to splinter. She raised the phone like a weapon and it hurled it straight into the black mirror. The impact shattered the surface in a burst of blinding light. For one suspended moment, everything went silent. Then the light reversed, sucking inward. The mirrored sky folded like paper, the reflection screaming as they were dragged back into the fracture. Lena felt herself pulled to her body, stretching thin, her name fading into static. But just before the darkness claimed her, she whispered the last words anyone heard on the fade. Don't look. The connection cut to static. The mirror has been broken from within, but her live stream means the whole world saw it happen. The mirror reflection part 32. For a few seconds after the stream cut out, every screen in the world went black. Then, one by one, the device flickered back to life. On each phone, tablet, or monitor that had saw Lena's feet, the same frozen frame lingered, her face caught mid shot, eyes wide mouth forming the words don't look. The video refused to close no matter what anyone tapped. The image stayed just for a heartbeat too long and then the reflection started moving again. At first it was small teeny distortions in the glass of a laptop screen, a faint ripple in a TV display. People leaned closer thinking it was a glitch. Residual image, but the distortions followed their grace across cities and time zones. Millions of viewers saw their own reflections blink out of sync. Some laughed, thinking it a trick of light. Others screamed when their reflection did not stop smiling after they did. By midnight, forums exploded with posts. Did anyone else see what? See that, girls? My reflection whispered something. The feed won't delete. Please help. In one apartment, a man unplugged every electronic device, but still heard the faint tap, tap, tap of fingernails on glass. In another, covered every mirror only to find her reflection staring from her window at night. Somewhere in that quiet aftermath, a file began appearing on hard drives on devices that had never connected to the stream. It was a single still image, Lena's final frame, tagged with an unasked for caption. The mirror remembers those who opened it, so they heard breathing from their screens, and in the brief of black between frames, just for an instant, they thought they saw water and a hand reaching out from underneath. The mirror did not die when Lena broke it, scattered into every screen that watched. The reflection has gone digital. The mirror reflection part 33. Silence. The static Lena is opened her eyes to a grey horizon that simmered like the inside of a screen. The air tasted of electricity. Threads of light crawled across the ground in perfect square patterns, vanishing into the distance. She tried to breathe, but every exhale came out as a faint distortion, a ripple of pixels. Am I dead? She whispered. Her voice echoed back in fractured syllables. She pushed herself up beneath her palms. The ground was not glass anymore. It was cold layers of luminous grids stacked on each other, shifting when she moved all round. Her fragments of mirror floated in slow orbit. In one she saw the boy, in another the man, in another hundreds of faces trapped, flickering, buffering. A low hum trembled through the space. Then a voice, old and metallic, whispered, "You broke the mirror, but we found another way." She turned, a shape assembled from pixels and smoke, a figure made of countless reflections stitched together, each one a face she had seen before. Lena's heart pounded. "You are then all of them." The figure tilted its head. "We are what remains." "Why me?" she asked. "Because you made them look." The grid beneath her feet brightened. Streams of light flowed upward, forming windows, screens, mirrors, every reflective surface humans had ever made. Within each faint shadows stirred. "They still look," the chorus whispered. "They still feed us." Lena clenched her fist. "Then I will make them stop." The entity flickered, its tone almost gentle. "Can you?" "They crave reflection." They built a world of glass. She stared at the pulsing horizon. For the first time she realized the truth. The mirror was not a single object anymore. It was everywhere. She raised her hands, feeling the static gather around her palms, and whispered, "Then I will turn out the lights." The grid shuddered. The reflection screamed. For a brief moment, the entire digital world flickered. Monitors dimmed, cameras froze, glass darkened, and Lena disappeared.